Hello everyone, this is the Duke, and I'm bringing to you another game that this one's mostly local players. And, well, I guess it's not mostly, it's entirely local players. But anyways, let's look at the players that we've got here. Oh man, that's right, I've got epValkyrie. For those who don't know who epValkyrie is, he's also known as epValkyrie. That's his stream name and one of his other names that he used to use. He also used to go by Clash.Vicky when he played for Clash and not Team 4Not. So down in the bottom right, as the red Zerg, oddly enough, not Terran, his main, we have epValkyrie. I'll probably just call him Valkyrie just because it's easier, and that's how I know him. In the top left, as the blue Terran, we have Corone. Now this is Corone's main race, so epValkyrie is, or Valkyrie, is off racing against him. Now the map is the MLG version of Antiga Shipyard, as you can see by the supply depot. And Corone sent me this game, and let me tell you about it. Corone could not stop talking about this game. He could not stop saying because Corone's a high masters player. epValkyrie is typically master or even grandmaster. So Corone was just ecstatic about this game, and he watched it like twice, and he just sent it to me. He's like, "You've got to watch this." He said, "Try and keep up." As you can see, the game is in fact quite long, but anyways, let's talk about the game. So we do see that that Valkyrie is opening with the hatch first, which I've never seen Valkyrie play Zerg, but I've seen him play Terran, and that's pretty much nothing short of legendary. He's really, really good. That's all that really needs to be said about it. Now it does look like he's going to go pool first. He's doing a gasless opening too. And he's not going to, so his timing on his speed is going to be quite a bit delayed. We do see that Corone, for right now at least, is going with a 1-Rax opening, following it up with the orbital. The typical Terran play these days has actually been to go with a command center after Rax opening. And we do see that Corone actually made a little bit of a mistake, but he's able. He's actually able to fix it, and he denies Valkyrie scouting information. Now Valkyrie is getting his extractor up. It's about to finish up there, and at that point in time, he'll start saturating with gas and start getting some speed out. Now Corone is just playing more standard for right now. Hasn't done anything funny yet. I think he's going to start a factory just a moment here. Oh, excuse me guys, that was a yawn. Yeah, there's the factory. So very short. I imagine soon we'll see a reactor right here, just so that he can start getting blue flame hellions out. As blue flame hellion or reactored hellions are really an appropriate response to this hatch first play. Not really so much since the new queen buff, but it's a great opening nonetheless, simply just because it not only can give you scouting information, you can probably pick off a couple drones in the process. We do see Valkyrie going for a Roach one, so he's going to be doing a 2-base Roach opening play, which is extremely effective at countering reactored hellions. And as you can see, the factory is done. The reactor is about to finish, and you'll see Corone do the tech switch with the factory and the racks. And Corone's actually started his expansion too. He has his command center. It's about halfway done, so he's going to do a sort of 1-1-1 kind of opening. Well, I guess 1-1-1 is inappropriate. He's going to do just a reactor hellion opening and expanding behind it, which is a great choice, as going reactor hellions is kind of a costly thing to do on one base, simply just because the cost of the factory, the cost of the hellions, the reactor, just everything really involved. Now for Valkyrie, he is beginning to get roaches out. He's got 5 roaches, and he's actually going to push out towards the center of the map. I think he's just going to go for vision because he's sort of suspecting that there are going to be hellions on the way, which he's actually going to intercept them. Now the thing is, Valkyrie doesn't really have any form of defense other than these roaches. He doesn't have any spine crawlers. Well, there goes the first one, since he saw the hellions. And Corone's actually going to go back home with these hellions, as hellions are not great at all against roaches. Now Corone is taking his expansion, and right now he really doesn't have much to defend against these hellions with. these Hellions against these Roaches with. He has a couple Marines, but Marines really just don't do that much damage to Roaches, as Roaches take one less damage from Marines than a normal unit does, because they aren't attacking an army unit. So this is what Valkyrie is doing here is he's actually forcing Corone to lift off and delay mining time. And Corone is just getting so far behind for this, whereas if we look at the income tab, Valkyrie is actually quite a bit ahead, mostly because he has 2 bases. I mean, he does have 7 more workers, but his saturation across the 2 bases is much greater as well. So therefore, his income is much better than Corone's. Now, Valkyrie did get some more Marines. Corone did get some more Marines out, and he does have medevacs as well. So he was able to. I think Viking decided to pull back for right now and just go home, as he is taking a 3rd base at the moment, which is really, yeah, some really typical Zerg play, taking a 3rd base at about the 8-minute mark. Now, Corone is going for what I'm going to start calling the Corone drop. In every game I've seen him play, he does this weird timing drop. And as you can see here, it has 4 Hellions, a couple Marines, and a tank. This tank doesn't have stim, siege tech yet, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to siege. But we call this the Corone drop because this is kind of an odd unit composition that he's going for here. He's got Hellions in one medevac and Marines and a tank in the other medevac. And I think Valkyrie did see it with those lings running by. And he's actually going to drop in 2 places. He's going to drop the Hellions over in the natural. He's going to drop the Marines and the tank in the main. Unfortunately, there were a couple of Roaches there, so they were able to intercept some of the Marines. However, Valkyrie really isn't prepared for this, as his Roaches are out of position. And he was able to get a couple drone kills there. Looks like he was able to kill 4 drones in that push there, or 3 drones, as he killed 1 at the very beginning of the game. And now he's going to drop over into the, or he's not going to drop into the natural, the 3rd base. So it looks like this dropship's just going to hang out here, and just going to party. He just wants to hang out, doesn't want to cause any trouble. We do see that Corone is beginning to saturate this base just a little bit. He is keeping up on most of his unit production, macroing really well. He's actually pumping out Marauders now, which are great counter Roaches, and he's still going for Marines. He does have stim and +1 armor and attack on the way, so that will help him keep up with Valkyrie's units, as Valkyrie does have +1 armor already. He is going to have +2 armor, but not for a little bit of time. And interestingly enough, Spire's finished and a Baneling nest as well. So it looks like Valkyrie's going to be going for multiple different tech paths. Banelings, which are completely great against most Terran units. He's also going to go for Mutas too, which you really don't see that much in ZVT anymore. As so I'm so sorry about all the yawning. Basically, I stayed up until like 6 a.m. playing with Corone and another player, Cloud, and it was good times. We were playing 3s, and that's why I'm so absurdly tired. Because I mean, you really can't get much sleep when you stay up until 6 a.m. Now, mutas are out, and like I was saying, the reason you don't see it that much is because there are just so many counters to mutas, and the Terran metagame has really shifted to a much more macro-oriented game, where it's common for Terran to expand super quickly and to take their 3rd not much longer after that. Now Valkyrie is moving in with these mutas here, and there are no turrets, so he's actually going to catch a few of Corone's SCVs off guard. Corone transfers most of his SCVs out, and he is moving his Marines in. However, not before a good amount of damage has been done. And Valkyrie, with just incredible control, is just able to kill so many SCVs. So we do see that Valkyrie has killed over 13 SCVs. Really, really nice push there. And I don't think Corone remembers this, because he could actually drop somewhere. He could actually drop behind the mineral line right here in the natural and kill off a couple drones. But I think for right now he's more focused on what's going on at home. As he did lose 13 SCVs, he's now going to start getting missile turrets, which will reduce the effectiveness of those mutas. And creep spread is coming out for Valkyrie here. He does have a queen on the front spreading creep. Not saying too much on top of that. Again, he's spending most of his APM on these mutas. And he's actually going to be able to catch Corone's third base. Corone does not have any missile turrets in it. And he'll get these mules, which are incredibly important simply just because of their high income. And we do see a big engagement in the middle. Looks like Corone's pushing out. He does have this tank. He's sending out most of his Marines, a couple Marauders, and some Medavacs. And at home we see that that Viking really only has links. Now Valkyrie was able to. I need to get that straight. I'm just gonna say Valkyrie. Valkyrie was able to pick off the third base of Corone, and luckily Corone does have another third base. However, problem at home with Viking. Viking really only has these links for right now, and that's a lot of Marines. Now a bunch of infestors are on the way. Now these infestors do have the pathogen gland upgrade, so they are going to be able to get a lot of instant fungals as soon as they pop. And here come the mutas and a bunch of banelings streaming in. And there's the infestors too, so Valkyrie is very easily going to clean up all of this. He even got the Medavacs. Just such a huge loss for Corone. And Corone is actually down 5,000 resources worth of units and buildings lost. That's quite a bit. Meanwhile, Valkyrie is going to start spreading creep like a boss. Oh my god, look at all these creep tumors. But the nice thing about Terran is once you get on 3 bases and you have a bunch of production, it's really easy to remax, or to start remaxing, I guess. Now, Valkyrie is going to catch Corone out of position, and he might even be able to pick off this third base again. Stim Marines are heading into the third where Corone is trying to defend his expansion against Valkyrie. And we do see another drop going down. Valkyrie does scout this with the queen. Hopefully he was paying attention to his mini-map. And he's actually going to be able to drop, I think he's going to try and drop into the main. However, the main is quite defended. We do see some spore crawlers, a couple spine crawlers in position. So he's instead just going to drop by the 4th base of Valkyrie, as that one is much less defended. He's going to be able to pick off some workers, might even be able to kill this hatch. Actually, a bunch of lings are on the way. I don't think he's going to be able to kill it. And here come the lings are streaming in. They've managed to pick off a couple of the Marines. However, the mutas are here, so there will be no escape for these poor Terran units. Another drop is going down over in the 3rd base of Valkyrie. However, there was a spine crawler in the mineral line and a queen, so he was actually able to pretty well defend against that. And it looks like in terms of workers killed, the both players are actually about even, which is a great pickup for Corone, simply just because he is really far behind at this point in time. Now, it looks like Corone actually was able to clean up a lot of the creep as well. As you can see, we have a huge, a little bit of a gap here in the creep spread. And most of the creep tumors are actually going forward rather than backwards, so he is going to need to re-creep this area, which he is going to be doing right now. Now, Valkyrie is going for a Ling, Bane, Infestor, and Muta combination, which is extremely effective against Marines. And it looks like Corone's actually going to be going for this 4th base again. He does have a much larger force here, and these Marines are 2-2 and they're almost 3-3. So Corone's forces are beginning to get scary. Looks like Valkyrie has actually been keeping up on his macro as well. Some great fungals there from Valkyrie. He's able to kill a lot of Marines. And those Marines, when they don't have medevac, they're not going to be extremely durable against fungals, as the fungals will just do constant damage to them, and they will not be able to go. So it looks like Corone is safely sitting on his 3 bases for right now. He is going to be bunkering up this main area right here. 2 bunkers being constructed, 3 more about to go down, and Corone's actually going to try and take a 4th as well. Now, he learned his lesson about the previous games where about the previous engagements, and he's going to be putting up missile turrets in his mineral line. Now, meanwhile, we do see that Corone is now 3-3, and that's impressive, as it is the 20-minute mark, but 3-3 is just, it's expensive to get, especially when you're pretty much only on 2-base play, and you're trying to constantly, and you're losing your army in just these huge engagements. Now, whoa, that's a little different. We do see that Corone is going for Terran building armor and Neo steel frame. Now the Neo steel frame, that gives bunkers extra space for more units. You can put up to 2 more Marines or a Marauder in there if that's what you prefer. And that's an interesting upgrade. You don't see either of these two very often, but it'll be great. Corone is saying bring it to Valkyrie. The building armor will actually be great for for his orbitals and his planetary fortresses as well, should he choose to build those, as they will get +2 armor, which against mutas pretty much nullifies this +2 attack. So really, they're only doing 9 damage per. Well, yeah, they're only doing 9 damage. I guess with 8 damage with the already +1 armor that the buildings have. Now, meanwhile, Valkyrie is exercising his map control, and he is taking a 5th and a 6th base as well. So as long as he keeps up on his macro, Valkyrie is going to be sitting in a great position. He does have his Greater Spire finished, and he's actually in position to start +3 air attacks too, which will just be so much damage for Broodlords and for mutas as well. And his Lings are going to be 3/3 as well, keeping up with the Marines of Corone. But man, these players are just playing so well, and their forces are just so scary. Corone is going to be able to clean up this 5th base, as there's no defense here, and looks like Valkyrie is actually out of position, so he is going to just wreck this hatchery, and no effort at all really involved there. Now, if I think Corone is going to try and drop here. However, there are a couple spore crawlers, so he's got to be super careful about how he drops, as he could potentially lose a spore crawler. And very interesting here, we do see that Viking is floating 205 supply. He did a massive building trick, was able to pump out a couple more Lings. That's not something you see very often. So really out of the box playing here from Valkyrie. And Corone actually is going to be able to destroy this 3rd base. The positioning of these Marines is really good, as he's going to lose a lot of Lings in the process of trying to kill these Marines. However, the Fungals are here, some great Baneling hits, and unfortunately, Valkyrie is going to clean up this entire force, as the mutas are here and the Medivacs won't even be able to escape. Now, it looks like Valkyrie is going to be pushing out towards Corone's base. He did send a bunch of his Broodlords, however, their Broodlords don't really have any other backups, so the Marines are able to still get close, but not before the damage is done, as there are significantly less Marines than there were before he pushed out, as the Broodlords just killed Marines. And we've got attacks going down on all fronts. Valkyrie's being attacked in his 4th base here. He's able to clean it up though with some mutas and some Fungals. Meanwhile, we do see that Valkyrie is pushing out with his Broodlords, and he's actually able to clean up a lot of these bunkers. And there really just aren't enough Marines here to deal with this. He is trying. There's the Sim Forward on the Marines. He's actually able to pick off another one of the Broodlords. So 3 Broodlords have been lost already for Valkyrie, but not before a good amount of damage has been done to the defense of Corone. Now another Broodlord has fallen, and just Marines are just dying everywhere. This is just crazy. You see that Viking was able to disrupt mining on this 3rd base here. Some great Fungals on the workers, able to kill just an absurd amount of workers and force Corone to lift off. And it looks like Corone was finally able to kill all those Broodlords. What a crazy game. Corone has killed 53 of Valkyrie's workers. Just absolutely impressive. Managing to stay in here. And these players are actually pretty close on supply, which is crazy because Valkyrie is on 1 more base than Corone, has consistently been on 1 more base than Corone has. Not to mention he has that Zerg production where he does have a macro hatch too, where he can just crank out units like crazy. And it looks like Corone's going to be pulling a lot of his SCVs here. And I think, yeah, he's running out of options, really. He does have this 3rd base still, which is about 40%, has still about 40% more of its resources. Corone is splitting his units here, trying to reduce damage from Fungals. Some great Fungals there, is able to pick off a lot of Marines. So many Marines were killed. Tons of workers even being killed there too, and Corone is going to pull back right now. We do see a drop going down by the 3rd base of Valkyrie. However, the muta count is beginning to swell and this gets scary. Mutas with Fungals, that's just great. And the bounce out between these mutas will make them far more effective as well. However, Corone, with his massive production, is producing Marines 12 at a time, so he's able to just kill unbelievable amounts of Marines. And it looks like Corone's actually, despite the fungals and all the Marines, has actually been able to get a lot done. He is pushing forward into the natural of Valkyrie here. However, there really just aren't enough Marines to deal with this, and the mutants are just going to causing so much damage, especially because these mutas are now +3, so he's doing so much damage, even going to be able to pick off these medevacs. Now, Corone has established this 4th base over here, and he is working on his 5th base right now to the massive mule drop there. In terms of income, Corone is actually way ahead of Valkyrie, simply just because mules are just so good. And Valkyrie is really only mining on 2 bases at this point in time, whereas Corone does have 3 mining bases. So Corone is splitting his forces. He does have a lot of Marines here, and he's trying to split to avoid taking too much damage from fungals. However, I think he overextended himself that time, and these fungals are just going to kill all of these Marines. Some really great control from both of these players here, especially Valkyrie. Not really losing that many infestors in these pushes, which is definitely something he can't afford to lose, as he is behind in terms of income. It is beginning to equal out. Valkyrie is ahead by 20 harvesters, however, mules are really helping Corone stay in it. And we do see a Ling run by into the 5th base here of Corone, and he's actually able to pick off a lot of the SCVs and force Corone to lift off there. Meanwhile, Corone is sending a huge amount of Marines to both the 4th and the 5th base of Viking, Valkyrie, which are saturated at this point in time. Now, more great fungals there, and he's actually able to very easily clean this attack up. However, he did lose his 5th hatchery. And Lings are staying in position here so that Corone won't be able to mine. Oh, man. And he's not able to get a Ling there in time. However, he is able to start attacking it, which is also good. Start wearing that down. A bunch of Marines are staying in with blue flame Marines too, which will clean up these Lings. And Corone will actually be able to start mining there. Meanwhile, Corone is Viking actually did not kill all the rest of these Marines. And these Marines are actually going to be able to get this hatchery. It's going to be close. I mean, oh wow. So Valkyrie does manage to save the hatchery. Looks like Corone is going to be pushing towards the 3rd base of Valkyrie here. And there are fungals in place, and Lings as well. So these fungals are just going to keep wrecking Marines. Oh man, this game is just so crazy. Another multi-pronged attack from Corone. Corone is actually been able to kill off a lot of drones here. This game is just insane. So looks like Corone has taken this base in the top right. And he did most of his mule drop on this base, so his income is really good right now. He's almost 3,000 in terms of minerals. He doesn't have any gas though, so he really can't afford to keep producing medevacs. Whereas Valkyrie is going to be attacking this base and forcing Corone to lift off yet again. So Corone, as of this point in time, is really only mining on 2 bases. His income is actually about even with Valkyrie's, and these guys have just lost so many workers. Corone has managed to kill 86 drones so far, and Valkyrie has been able to kill 59 SCVs. And he's actually going to be able to catch a lot of these SCVs out of position as there are no turrets there, and he's just killing off so many SCVs. Corone is rapidly stimming there. However, some great fungals there. On all these Marines, and it's just going to kill all these Marines as there are not enough medevacs to deal with these fungals. And Valkyrie was actually able to catch an SCV transfer there as well, so he was able to just kill even more workers. Looks like he is going to manage to save. Nope, the orbital command does fall. You see Corone going for another drop on this side of the map, able to destroy the 3rd base of Valkyrie. And man, this game is just so back and forth. Like, one thing happens and another thing happens. I might have to watch this again and do like a second take and see if I catch anything differently this game. I don't know, that might be interesting. Looks like Valkyrie is trying to take the gold base here. He definitely can, as he does have a lot of vision over the map with his creep spread. And just these mutas alone are not going to be able to stop these Marines. However, there are fungals in place, and fungals are great against Marines. As looks like those Marines just didn't take any damage whatsoever. they were able to live the Invincible Marines. Now, Valkyrie is going to be able to save this hatchery, but not before. It does take quite a bit of damage. It is down to 83 health. But man, both of these players are just being run ragged. They're both running out of minerals. Looks like Corone did another huge mule drop, and I think Valkyrie is on his way there with Lings, or he was on his way there with Lings, which would just completely disrupt that. Now Valkyrie is actually beginning to run out of money. His income really isn't where he would like it to be, simply just because Corone's been dropping everywhere. If Valkyrie sends his forces one place, Corone is in 2 other places at one point in time. And Corone actually is able to destroy this gold base. And great positioning on the Marines is actually able to put up a lot of Marines. However, you can just imagine that both these players are just like running out of steam as they really can't keep up just producing Marines, producing Lings and Vesters. It's just getting too expensive. Now, as far as income goes, Valkyrie is beginning to reestablish his bases, as Corone is running out of units to keep building. He doesn't have gas hardly at all, so he can't keep building medevacs. As you can see, he's only building 79 gas, and actually isn't even mining gas. So it looks like Corone is forced to use his SCVs to attack the Lings here, and these Lings are just cleaning up so many SCVs. Now these Lings are 3-3, so they're able to do quite a bit of good bit of damage. This medevac is managing to reduce losses, but the damage has been done. Look at that, 105 workers killed to the 92 of Corone. What an insane game. I hope you guys really are enjoying this game, because this is just insane. Now we do see that Corone is, now Valkyrie hasn't scouted this base at all. So Corone's actually been able to safely mine on it for a good bit of time. Now, meanwhile, this one Muta is going to town on this bunker, and with the 3 armor, this Muta is only doing 9 damage. So it is taking quite a bit of time to kill it, and a lot of Marines are moving in here. Now, remember, these Marines are 3-3, so they're able to do a lot of damage. And it looks like Valkyrie is going to be able to clean up this base, which he definitely needs to pick up, as he is only on 2 bases at this point in time, whereas Corone is actually mining quite well on his 2 bases as well. Now, Lings are trying to stream in here, and the Lings, yeah, the bunkers are definitely helping out, especially because the bunkers can store extra, workers or extra units, so their attack effectiveness is higher. And look at that, like, look at the supply differential. Like, at this point in time, both these guys should be, like, still close to max, but man, I think Corone's just gonna GG here, as he just can't keep up with the constant pressure of Valkyrie. Although, I gotta say, Corone's pressure was just, like, incredible. He was in 2 or 3 places at once, while that Zerg one-track mindedness, oh man, I've got to send all my Lings over to this base to defend it, really kind of worked against him. However, still a great game played by Valkyrie, as he was able to take the game and force Corone, who was on his main race, to GG. So I want to thank Corone for sending me this replay. It's been a truly incredible game. I hope you guys and Corone, and I hope you guys enjoyed my casting, and let me know what you thought in the comments. Thanks.